at the Winter Olympics in Nagano, Japan.
So bad.
One mask will be truly feared.
Welcome to Remember 64, where this week we're simply just headed to the games. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Hi again if you're a returning listener or viewer, and welcome if this is your first time with us. Here on Remember 64, we play and discuss the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between throughout the Nintendo 64's library and more. My name is David Petrangelo, and I really do love the Olympics. Like, I legitimately do. But I suck at it pretty badly. Plus, you know, in real life, the IOC is kind of shitty. But still, hey, go Canada, go. Go Canada, go. Woo, woo. Jiggy, look back. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. There are two things I like about the Olympics. Ooh. One is the bizarre, opening ceremonies that seem to be possibly satanic, and all the internet black hole that goes down, analyzing every single element of it,
every little piece of it.
Every little
always
piece.
Happens.
I love that. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then number two, when Mario and Sonic did it, and I had to go like this to run really fast, and I'm waving my hands really fast up and down, up and down. Man, that was great. Just the first one though. I don't think I really played any after that.
I think I played maybe the second one they made. I actually don't really remember.
I think I did play the Winter Olympics actually.
Maybe
snowboarding, that could be cool. And then it was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think that is I don't know which one's which, but I did play a Winter Olympics one, whichever one it was.
Nice.
It was a while ago. Not recently, but it was a while ago. But we are talking. We're talking Olympics, but of course, because it's the N64, we're gonna talk a little bit about what's going on right now. Because as of this recording, we're on day 4 or 5 of the Winter Olympics in 2026. So pretty early on, some medals have been handed out. Been watching. Man, especially when the Winter Olympics come on, it is always on in our house. And when I'm working and honestly, it's always on. It's tough with the time change because it's in Italy. So it's, really, it's pretty much just the morning and then you watch some replays and stuff. But I love it. I really, really like watching it. I love how, it's amateur athletes. Some people are this is like their hobby almost, but they're just really freaking good at it. And that's just always been impressive to me. Like, I love watching hockey. I love the professional hockey players being in it, all that stuff. But it's almost like more rewarding to just watch like the average Joe or Jane win something or even come 5th place or something. Like, it's just, they work their ass off for this. And I just love that stuff. And I'm very stereotypical Canadian. I've never played curling. I've never actually done it myself, but I really enjoy watching it. I've learned to appreciate it as I got older. We'll get into that. I know. For
some reason, this is always on in the background in my house too, and I never turn it on. So just be whatever. It's always there. I'm like, oh, the Olympics. Yep. Except for I had to turn it off because I wanted to watch the new Game of Thrones spinoff, The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Really enjoying that.
I was
the first episode. Screw your Olympics. I want to watch this.
I mean, that's totally fair though. Like, why not give it a shot if you like the show or whatever? Also, Paul Remnant Controller says rooting for Canada this year because you are. Sure. Tim's here as well. All right, we got it. We're getting a house of friends here in the Olympics. Anyways, my point is, we're talking about the 1998 Nagano Olympics.
Yes.
There is the Nagano Olympic Games game for the N64 as well as the hockey Olympics game. What's the full title of it? I think it is
Olympic Hockey
98 and Nagano Olympics 98. Pretty simple. So they split them up, 2 different games. We'll get into the details of all of that in just a little bit. But I love me some Olympics. I I'll put on pretty much anything, even if it's not a Canadian team. I'll watch whatever. I really don't care. I like it. I really, really do. I'm a sucker for it. The IOC is kind of shitty and kind of corrupt, but the games themselves are fun to watch.
What isn't these days?
Yeah, well, that's very, you know what? Yeah. Shit. Oh God, everyone, he's right.
Except for Nintendo 64. That's never corrupt.
Or Remember 64. As far as you know, everyone, it is not corrupt.
You won't find this show on the Epstein files.
No, it's not on any files whatsoever. There's no paper trail of anything here. So
no,
or email trail, really. Okay, before we get into two games, Tim says he's not at work for once, but I am driving through the mountains, so my connection might be an issue. Look at this. This guy is going to go ski down a mountain before we talk about the N64 characters skiing down
a mountain as we're talking about a game where we ski down a mountain.
Exactly.
Perfect. Good thinking, Tim.
Tim is he's more into it than we are already. Look at that. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mentioned last episode, when we talked about Tonic Trouble, that I'm kind of looking for, we want to build up to Ocarina of Time. Kind of like what we did with Banjo-Kazooie, where we played a couple games that are in the franchise and then sort of, capped it off with the game itself. So Ocarina of Time is just one of those games. The question that we had from our voicecast.app last week or last time during that episode referred to it as a very terrible game, which obviously we know that it is. So we have to work up to it to make ourselves feel better before we get to a terrible game. So I want to put out a poll of Zelda games that we're going to play leading up to it. I think one of them we've already decided. We're probably going to do two, maybe we'll do three, but probably two. One of them is, what is it, Four Swords? Is that
yeah, on GameCube, Four Sword Adventures.
Yeah,
or is it?
I can't remember the full title. Anyways, there's a GBA version and a GameCube version. We'll figure out which one or ones we'll play. That will be one of them. The other one, I want people to help decide which one we're going to play. So I'll have a couple of choices, but as of right now, I thought I'd open the discussion just a little bit since we played around with it a little bit last episode too. I thought, Jiggy, that we could do I'm leaning towards the very first one on NES and Famicom, or the second one, which is the weird 2D platformer
Adventure
one.
of Link.
Yeah. And then maybe we'll pick one more and then I'll see what people say. So my idea is to pick maybe those two plus one more, which we can sort of narrow it in on, or I can just sort of pick out of the blue kind of thing. We'll play those, talk about those, do a separate episode on each of those games, each of the two games that we end up doing. And I'm going to put up a poll, I think on YouTube might be one of it. And then I'll share that link because that link can go for quite a while. And we'll lead up to it. It's not like you have to get your vote in just a couple minutes or a couple weeks. Like, we're going to lead up to it and take our time with it and pick the right week, pick the right guests, pick the right games, all these types of things, get Jiggy's cat to join us, like all that stuff. So, so I don't know. I feel like the first two are not a bad place to at least try to start.
Like it.
Yeah.
I've never played through either of those. I've played both of them, but I've never played through them. So that would be my goal. I'm going to push through both of them or one of them. One of them.
One of them at least. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Tim says, Zelda 2. I love the difficulty. Tim says, play Zelda 2. Jiggy will love the difficulty as much as Perfect Dark. So if anyone hasn't heard that, Jiggy played the highest difficulty of Perfect Dark on stream for weeks and weeks and weeks. If you go back and pretty much the entire second half of 2025,
yeah,
it felt like I was constantly asking, what's the update on Perfect Dark? How's the stream going? And it was a struggle. Fun, but a struggle, right?
Yep.
So yeah. Okay, so that's probably where we're gonna keep an eye out on social media and on the YouTube channel, Remember 64, where we'll have a poll up and you guys can help us narrow down the choice of what that other Legend of Zelda game is going to be. So that's how I want to do that. And we'll keep talking about when we're going to do it. But we got a couple good games coming up as well in the next little while. And also talked a little bit about doing more sports games. We'll see which ones we narrow in on. A couple guests that we're talking to come on the show as well. So it's going to be fun. So stay tuned, everyone. All right, Jiggy. We talked a little bit about the actual Olympics. Now, maybe not this game specifically or games, either of these games specifically, but do you have, other than the Sonic and Mario Olympic games, any other Olympic themed sports games that you ever played sort of grown up, or did you ever play any of these two?
No.
Yeah.
I can't think it. McDonald's, I think, had it in Olympic games, but it wasn't winter. It was like I remember there being like sprinting, but I don't remember what it was. But I think it was on N64 actually. If there's another Olympic game, it could have been GameCube though. I'm not sure. Or PS2. I don't know. I don't even know what it was. That's my only other
it could have just
experience.
been it looks like there's just the one on the 64 when you sort of search for it. Unless there's like a Japanese, only Olympic games or something like that, but I don't see any other ones that are specifically
No
Olympic.
idea. I just remember there being something at McDonald's. So it could have been a different console though. But
could have been like one of those tie-in ones that is like, a demo concept type thing that ends up, you know what I mean? Like one of those sort of small games. I don't know how you would do that if they wouldn't give you a cartridge or something, but yeah, anyways. Or like that Burger King game. What's that Burger King where it's like a stealth game, but it's Burger King?
Yeah. They had a couple. They had one. It was like a Stealth King was what it was, and then there was like I think there was like a Bumper Cars one.
Oh yeah,
like Bumper King or something. And then
I think that was GameCube generation. I think it was.
That was 360. I know it was 360.
Oh, okay.
But there was one other. There's three of them, and I know that I think the Stealth King one was considered the best one.
Yeah, it sort of has this like weird sort of cult following type of thing.
Oh, of course it does.
Yeah, it has to, because it's just so weird, and it's like, bizarre. How is this actually decent?
Yeah, right.
I totally get it. For me, I don't think I ever played the Nagano Olympics game, but I played the hockey one because stereotypical.
Yeah, because you're Canadian.
Yeah, of course. But also, like, I don't think I had a ton of experience with it, and it may just be melding together with the Wayne Gretzky's hockey because.
That's what it is.
It's pretty much the exact same game.
Yeah.
It's the exact same game.
I had a thought. I was like, this is Wayne Gretzky's, but like Olympic themed. And then only to like look it up, and people are like, this is just a reskin of Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I don't need to play this anymore.
Did you have any time did you put any time into it? Or
just a little bit? Just a little bit. I kind of got the gist of it pretty quickly. I was like, I've already played Wayne Gretzky's like so much. So
yeah. It's like
identical.
It's the same freaking game. So the only thing I could really find that is in any way detail about this is very obvious. It's excluded from the Olympic game, which I already said, and it is using the same engine as the Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey from, I think, just the year before or a year and a half prior. That's it. And then it's just international teams with the players that are on those international teams. And the difference between this version and I think it's PlayStation is there's a couple teams that are not on the N64, probably just due to storage space or something, or the other way around.
That makes sense.
And it's like random teams that wouldn't be considered quote unquote competitive.
That we didn't care about.
Yeah, that people aren't. It's not the US, it's not Canada, it's not Sweden, it's not Russia, it's not those teams, right? So, I wanted to loop this in together because it's like, one, I kind of already knew that was the case, and two, it says Olympics, so let's just do the Olympic Games together. But at the end of the day, the easiest thing we can do is not really talk about and waste too much time on that game, because just play Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey. It's a better game, even though it's older. And as Jakey's dog barks, he's just gonna go, hush the dog. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It happens. It's okay. It took me a sec to get the little guy down today for the first time in a long time. I had to go back into the room and help him calm down, which he hasn't done in quite a while. He's been pretty consistent with his going to sleep time. He's just up really early. So the only thing I will say about either the Olympic one, if you're like into playing, want to use international teams and sort of have multiple stars on one line, like I can understand the draw of stuff like that. It's kind of like an all-star team in a way. Cool. That's fine. Whether it's this or Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey, do yourself a favor and change the control scheme, because the default control scheme and angle that you play at, they don't work. They're just not good.
Take it from a Canadian, folks.
It's just so like, why is I think shoot is like down C or something, and hit is it's all over the place. I understand wanting to use multiple buttons to do different things. I get that, but holy geez, man, it's so awkward. Just simplify it. There's different control schemes in the game, so you can switch it up. And that is the first thing you should do, is change it and look at the map that it tells you what it is and go, okay, that feels more natural, and just play around with that, because otherwise the game is worse than it should be, just because of the control scheme.
Fair enough.
It looks fine. It sounds fine. It's the same game. Nagano Olympics 98. Let's talk about that. So, made by Konami. For some reason, I thought that was a little strange. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I was immediately like, oh, Konami, this might actually be amazing.
Wait, what? Let's hear that Konami ping. Not the one I thought of, because usually it's like a longer one from like the SNES days and stuff, but also long intro. I don't know if you watched it.
No, I didn't actually.
It's like 4 minutes or some shit. It's so long.
And start. That's where I skipped. But the music is great. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, this is primo elevator music / corny porno music. Like, that's what it's going.
Hello there.
Hello, here.
I'm an active sort of guy. I enjoy a good luge just like anyone else.
Sir, that is a bobsled. How dare you?
I'm sorry. My mistake.
Speed skating. Yes, it is your mistake. How dare you? Okay, so the gist of this game is they throw in as many sports as they possibly can. You pick which ones you want to play, or you go through a sort of championship mode where I think you play through 7 or 8 different ones. You choose which ones, and it sort of adds up your score and it competes with, either another player or against a CPU, and that's basically it. But there are, I want to say is there a dozen? There's 10 different events, but a couple of those have different versions of that same event. So you're cycling through a bunch to try to figure out which ones to play. This is one of those ones where I recommend either looking up some sort of guide that gives you some hints, in my opinion, or the manual to kind of tell you how to control some of this stuff. Because that was the first thing I noticed. So, Jiggy, you said you hadn't played this before. What was your impression sort of going in, and did it change sort of as you sort of got a handle on how things worked?
Yeah, it changed a little bit later. When I first started, I had actually exactly what you were saying. The controls I didn't find intuitive, and their explanation of the controls are not intuitive, because it literally, unless I miss something, they just pop the controls on the screen real quick. They're like, L is power, R is power, A does something else, and you're like, okay.
They'll show it here probably when they start an event. But it's like, they basically they give you it's kind of when they show what let's say what the times are for everyone that's competing right now. And instead of just showing, whatever you would see on TV, underneath it, they have a little icon that says A does this, B does this. This one has handle for the joystick, whatever handle means, and edging for A, which I guess when you're skiing, edging would be, a tighter turn or something like that. But that's it. It's just these 2 buttons, and simplifying controls for a sport that is complicated and takes a lot of skill. I understand that, but kind of needed a little bit more, I think. And
it was really basic. The downhill felt like a slog to me. And that was, it's the first one that you play because it's just the first one that shows up. Right. So I did this, and at first you're like, oh, baby, let's go. And you're flying. And then,
because it does look like you're going pretty fast. I think that kind of stuff, they give you that sense of speed.
Yeah, they give you the sense of speed. You're hitting the flags, but then you're playing that for 45 seconds straight, and you go, okay, what now? And then it just keeps going. another like 45 seconds, and then finally you just like hit the end. You're like, okay. There's no like in between action. There's nothing to keep you really engaged. You're basically you're moving fast downhill and you're steering. That's
because it automatically sort of pushes you. Like you press A, I think, to go or whatever, but like your speed in something like the downhill is which on the surface feels like a very simple sport and not a bad idea to say like, okay, this is the one you start with, because it's like, okay, you're supposed to go between flags, you're supposed to not fall and try and be the fastest. Okay, cool. Like a time trial almost, right? Like I get it.
Yep.
You know? And that's generally what it is, but yeah, there's not a whole lot of extra, you know. It's
there's nothing
very
to keep
simple.
You locked in. It just feels very basic.
Yeah, so you
want to do like the edging with the A button because you know that was a function, and you start doing it, and then you sort of realize, at least I did, oh, I don't need this, and in fact, if I do this, it makes me go way slower.
You slow down, yeah.
Like you're best just not even edging at all. Just go straight down the mountain.
My biggest issue once I got a handle of like, okay, this is how it feels to turn too early or too late, which, you know, I get that. That's just part of learning how things control in general, is not being able to see that much ahead of me. You know, I think it would be very simple and honestly kind of, I wanted to say in canon, but in real life, you know, these athletes study these tracks. That's part of what you do. You practice and you study what angle is best for you. How do you optimize your ski or your snowboard or whatever sport it is in order to be the best in the world for this competition. So I think even just having like a little mini map, like doesn't have to tell you where the flags are, doesn't have to tell you even how long, you know, it is or what, you know, like it just simply a line that kind of says, oh, this is kind of generally where the turn is or generally where the thing is. Like, because I found it like I missed flags because I couldn't see over the hill, whereas the athletes know what the hill is. They know where that flag is, right? And it felt like, well, now they're just gaming the game instead of making me enjoy this the way that I feel like I should. So I was a little bit annoyed with that, and maybe I was just looking for more than I should have, but the skiing stuff is all kind of the same.
Yep.
It kind of feels the same. I don't know that
it was cooler when you did go off like an edge and like flew in the air a little bit.
Yeah, that is, let's see. Okay, so
you kind of do it in the downhill like once or twice, but
the freestyle is where you do the jumps and you do different tricks and stuff. Like this stuff. But this is a different sport, right? Like this one's completely different. So when you do just the basic racing, it's what we were just talking about. That's what that is, right? And they have two different distances. I think it's whatever, a couple thousand meters and 5,000 meters, whatever the actual like events are. And then you go on to something like this one, which is, the freestyle skiing aerials, where if you don't know what that is based on just the name, is they go off a very steep hill and they have a very steep jump and they just do as many flips and dips and whatever and all that stuff sort of in the air, and you try to land it and you get a score for it. That's how it works in real life. That's how it works in this game. But in this game, you have to do it kind of a strange way. Did you figure this out at first? Because I was very confused.
No, I did not figure it out at first.
Again, another reason why having some sort of guide, which I usually don't like doing, have some sort of guide and or the manual sort of pulled up on a PDF or something like that is helpful. Because if what you have to do is you pick one of, I think it's 10 or 12 different tricks.
Yes.
And then it's your turn to do the jump. And you try to just keep tapping A or B, I think, or B and A together back and forth in order to build up your power, which I guess is the power of how high you might jump. And then based on that, the athlete does or has enough time to do the tricks that they need to do. And then you have to press one button when you land in order to land the trick. So do as many twirls and flips as you want, but if you don't land it, you're going to get docked a lot of points. Sure, that's fair. But holy shit, landing this was hard.
Yeah, I played this for like 2 seconds and then I'm like, nope. And I quit and I did a different event. Yeah,
So
this
the
one
thing
was
I
not
did
for me.
Yeah, the thing I did realize on this one was I still think it's worth giving it a shot, like a longer shot, because I do think once you are able to pull it off, it's kind of cool to see the different moves. It's kind of cool to see how you tally things. The landing, I think, is the biggest issue because what you have to do is you have to press, I think it's B, right when the back of your skis hits the ground, which I guess on the surface or on paper makes sense, but it's kind of blurry and not that sharp, at least not in my experience of the way I played it, to be able to tell exactly where that really, really thin dark line is when it touches the snow.
Nah, I just gave up. I'm not even gonna pretend. Man, dude, I'm impressed with this person who's just getting first place all the time, because that certainly was not me.
No, definitely not. No.
Not in like any event.
I think I came first in one thing, which we'll get to eventually. And it was
I
like
wonder if it's the same thing that I also got first in.
Okay, we'll get to it. When we get to the sport that you came first in, we'll both mention it. Yeah.
Okay.
So what did you move on to? What was sort of one of the ones? What was like the first one that clicked per se, like without even really having to try too hard? What was one of the ones that you were like, oh, this feels good, even if I'm not, fantastic at it?
Do you the first one that really clicked, I mean, curling.
Oh, curling.
I was really drawn to curling.
Oh,
this is
making fun of me watching curling, and this guy.
I didn't make fun of you at all for watching curling, because I was going to comment and say this was my favorite event of the game,
and it was for me too. 100%.
And is this the one you got first?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. And me too. It's the only one.
Because it makes the most sense.
It does. You line it up. You have power. You brush it and give that little extra oomph.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, curling I find interesting because I like the strategy of it. Like I like the fact that like every single time a rock gets thrown, every single time, it doesn't matter who you're playing against, or whether it's a team of whatever team or individual or just two, like whatever it is, it always seems like every single time it's something different. And you would think that something like this, like this type of sport, just in general, like in real life, is just like, oh, well, everyone's just going to try and throw it in the very center, and you're just going to keep knocking. And whoever shoots last, basically, they win because they knock the other team away, and that's it. And that never happens. And it's always comes to be some sort of crazy strategy, or if it's a close match, it's always really entertaining. And for the most part, I think this nails that. I don't know if you felt in any way if that's how it turned out for you, but
yeah, like I said, this is the first one that I got in, and like all the mechanics made sense. I think I had to take like one turn of just being like, okay, this is how I line it up. This is how I shoot. This is how I do the little sweeping.
Yep.
But it made sense, and it worked, and I was engaged the whole time.
Right. Despite it being a fairly slow sport, obviously, there's enough here to sort of find a way to make it interesting, and it doesn't feel like they're like, it's like this is like the only curling game ever, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's mixed in with I can't think of any other ones. I'm gonna look it up because I'm sure there was like one obscure one that was only in Japan or only in the European region or something like that. But so was it the controls? Was it sort of the simplicity? Was it like, what was like the main sort of, I guess you kind of said like it was kind of easy to understand. That's why you liked it the most.
Yeah, easy to understand, but also I think what you said, the strategy. There's strategy to it. It's less go downhill or hit button at this time, and it's more like, okay, I'm going to plan it out. I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to give this one a little more oomph, give this one a little less oomph. Like it's just, I don't know. It's more engaging. It's more engaging in general.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's multiple things that you're trying to do too, right? Like that's just curling or sports similar to this in general, right? You got the power, like you said, you can curl it too. It's not just like, oh, a straight shot. They allow you to sort of choose, I want to put a spin on this thing. And then it actually does the turn. It doesn't look janky. It doesn't feel like the CPU is kind of ripping you off or anything with cheap shots or something that you'd never be able to pull off. Whereas I think with most of the other sports, especially the racing ones, how we both said we were terrible at it. It just felt like the times that they were hitting were just like, how are you doing this?
Yeah, like I said, going downhill, they give you an option to edge, and I felt like if I edged at all, I would lose. Like I wouldn't get first place.
Yeah.
I'm like, what
I'm
the
sure
heck?
if you watch the CPU run, they'd be like doing the turns so tight all the time and still crush you in timing.
Yeah. I can tell you my least favorite event though, and just get it out of the way.
Sure.
Snowboarding half pipe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was my least favorite event. It was close with another, but I won't spoil the other one. But the snowboarding half pipe was my least favorite event.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that up because I want to see it because that was definitely not my least favorite.
Yeah, it was my least favorite due to the way that you do the tricks. I was very disappointed.
Okay. So the way that it works, if anyone doesn't know, and I definitely didn't know, I don't think this is some massive seller or whatever. So I don't know a ton of people. Let's see, I'm going to try and find it here. A ton of people played this at the time. Here it is, half pipe. There we go. Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know, this is actually not too dissimilar from doing the big ski jump that I was mentioning before, the alpine skiing freestyle. You pick the moves before. You pick a series of moves in this one instead of just one, and it takes you around on the half pipe. And then every time the athlete goes over a jump, you have to press that series of buttons that follow that. So, what's the deal, sir?
Yeah, I mean, if just describing it wasn't enough. You select your tricks, okay? And at first, I just wanted to get into it and just like click, and it just selected the same trick for me over and over and over.
Right. You can pick the same trick 10 times or whatever the amount of.
Yeah, but you go down, and I was like, all right, let's go in the half pipe, and you have no control over your guy. He auto moves automatically. I'm like, this sucks. And then you're just doing button combinations before you hit the jump, which is like super easy. I'm not going to lie. Like if you miss it, it could get a little complex, like what they're playing here. But I mean, it's easy. If you do any sort of quick time event in any game ever, you can nail this. It's no problem. And it's so long. It's so long. You do it for like a solid 3 minutes, and it's just boring. There's nothing to do. There's no action. If you would move at the same time, it would be more engaging. But you don't.
You wanted SSX within Nagano Olympics 98. That's what you wanted.
I wanted to be able to move on a snowboard.
To control.
Versus like it's less about the button presses and more about just it's so slow, man.
It is slow. They're kind of doing like a rail shooter on rail shooter, but for snowboarding half pipe. That's what it is, right? Where it's like it moves for you and all you're doing is doing button presses. Now, I don't think anything you said was wrong, but I didn't think it was my least favorite either.
What's your least favorite?
Well, I want to hold on. This one, I think the early stuff, the sort of first half tricks that you do are stupid easy. You're right. You'll no problem. You'll hit them, but you'll have no chance of being competitive.
Left, right, B, left, right, B. I had an entire
if you pick the same thing 10 times.
But it was so lame anyways. I was like, oh.
It is a little lame and it is slow. And I do agree that not being able to control it, like I had this like tendency to be like turning and pushing the joystick as they were going up and down the half pipe just by chance. And that actually, because I felt like I was doing it, even though eventually I realized, oh, that does nothing. I thought I actually was for the first couple of jumps. The later combinations, like the sort of latter half ones that get you more points and stuff, are actually pretty hard. You have to do like, you'll have like a second and a half maybe to sort of input the actions.
Yeah.
And I think a couple of them have like 2 full loops. One of them has like 3 like half circles, and then AB or something like that. And I'm just like, what the like, it was, my hands were all over the place. I couldn't do it. But I wanted to try to see if I could be competitive. I really wasn't. I think I came 5th or 6th at one point.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, that's pretty good.
I guess my heart sort of had it in like, oh, snowboarding is going to be the best of this game. And I just, it wasn't that.
Yeah.
And it really,
and that's totally fair because it feels like the most action sport out of all the ones that are in this, you know?
Yeah.
Or most involved. Right.
Yeah.
Damn, the person who's playing this long play is like first place in everything. What the hell?
Yeah. They're too good.
It's making me feel bad. Okay, so my least favorite, I was actually surprised. My least favorite ones was the luge one.
Yeah.
Which is essentially the same as bobsled. But
that's my second least favorite.
Yeah, but because it's just one person, there's not as much, you don't have to do as much. So the difference here is, if anyone doesn't know, obviously bobsled is a team sport and you're getting a series of guys into this giant sled and going down this huge
tube,
you know, ice tube essentially, and trying to get the best time, you know? So what basically comes down to it in both luge and bobsled is how fast can you push off? How much can you shift your weight? And how can you not hit the wall? Or with something like luge, where it's just a single person, you know, die doing it, because it's crazy. This kind of sport, it's just crazy. And it's just, the thing is with the luge one is that you're just tapping buttons really quickly and then just steering. At least with bobsled, you have to like time when the members jump into the sled as you're doing that power. And as much as that is somewhat difficult to do, I found that part of it at least more involved. And the luge just sort of loses its luster kind of after the first couple turns. It kind of feels the same. So
yeah, let me tell you something. And I'm not really ashamed. I'm not really ashamed of this, but the luge, I did not finish it even once. And it's mostly due to impatience rather than difficulty, because it starts off so freaking slow. Like you're like, it's like painfully slow. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm taking forever on this turn, which seems to be like a reoccurring thing in this game. Just like slow paced when something feels like it should be fast. And to be fair, I think it gets faster at the end, but it's but it's like the start is just so, and every time I'm just like, let's go. And I've tried to make it just a little faster, and then I'd like flip and turn over. And the animation is actually pretty funny, but
I wish I could find it, but this person's too good. They keep
after I did it like 3 times in a row, I was like, all right, I'm done with this. I get it.
Yeah. And that's the thing a lot with this game in general, is that you can play each one a couple times, whether you complete it or don't. And then you just kind of get it.
Yeah.
Right. And it doesn't change. Not that sports need to change. I have to pause it on this guy. The guy came at 2nd place from Italy. His name is Fungi, which is another name for mushrooms. So I thought that was great. Also sick outfit, man. Like camouflage, blue, green, yellow for some reason. Maybe that was their actual outfits in Nagano. I don't know. Yeah, that's I totally get that for this and the bobsled. Honestly, it is.
Yeah,
it's the same. And I don't think the track changes. So if you do get used to it, you just know what's coming.
Get used to it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not as good as that Mario Party mini game.
That's right. It's not. Yeah, this is basically a game of mini games that don't work.
They just aren't as good. They aren't as good.
Yeah.
Which leads us. Have we talked about speed skating?
We haven't. Let's talk about speed skating.
Man, speed skating.
Speed skating. Please do tell me seems like you have some thoughts and feels about speed skating, sir.
Oh,
Two different events for speed skating. One's 500 meters, and I think one's 1,000 or 1,500. Just the same thing, just longer. So
LR, 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 and I don't know if I'm doing it right. Lose stamina, lose stamina, lose stamina. Stop moving, stop moving. Don't do anything around the turn. Gain stamina back. That was my strategy, and somehow I won. And I was like, all right. I was
going to say, does that feel like you wanted it to be that way? Or I can't tell if you liked or disliked it.
No, I would have really liked to have just been able to press LR as fast as possible through the whole thing and gone really fast. Right. I didn't mind the stamina meter, but sometimes the LNR like pressing felt really janky too. Like sometimes the switch off was like weird, and then it would like slow me down, and I'm like, what did I do wrong? And
yeah, it doesn't feel. You know what it is that I think. I mean, it's supposed to be whenever the character pushes off with their skates, right? Whenever they take a stride, which I understand. The issue I think is that you're watching this bar at the top more than you're watching their feet. And because the animation is not janky per se, I don't know if janky is the right word, but very stilted, it's hard to really tell exactly when that step happens. So regardless of which thing you're watching, it doesn't feel natural. And then that hurts your stamina and your timing and your power and ultimately your time, which is kind of the issue with it, I think.
Yeah, again, speed skating. This actually is one of the few I think can give you a sense of speed, but it's so freaking long. It's like
yeah.
I mean, I don't think I did the 50 or the 500. I think I did the 1,000. And I was like, why did I do this to myself? When I got on like lap 4, I'm like, oh my gosh, when is this over?
It goes for a while. Yeah, it is 500 and 1,500. So it's 3 laps, which doesn't sound like a lot, but each lap is roughly 30 to 40 seconds, 45 seconds, somewhere in there. And then you have to do it multiple times because there's 2 different heats or 2 different sort of times that you go around, and then adds up your time, right? And then whoever's the fastest sort of gets it. Yeah, Paul. Tim says Jamaica has a bobsled team. Yes, they do, and a fantastic Disney movie. And then Paul says the Mario Party minigame stresses him out. But at least it's more fun than what they have in this game, at the very least.
Yeah, the Jamaican team Cool Runnings. Is that the movie you're talking about?
You don't know that offhand that it's Cool Runnings. How? I'm so disappointed, sir. Yes, it absolutely is Cool Runnings.
I was trying to remember what it was called, and for some reason, is it Cuba Gooding Jr.? Or am I mixing movies?
I believe he is in it. He's one of the members of the team. I do believe so. Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
So long, but I
was thinking if I was mixing that with he has that movie about like the snow dog. Oh yeah, Snow Dogs. That's what it's called. Snow Dogs.
Oh no, he's not in it. I thought he was, but yeah, no, he's not.
Yeah, in my head he was. So I am mixing with Snow Dogs.
But the wonderful, amazing, hilarious Canadian John Candy.
John Candy's in it. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. This is one of those movies I grew up on because it was just always on. People had it on VHS. It's just a fun, silly movie. It's great. It's such a good time. I don't know if it holds up now. I probably haven't seen it in like 15 or 20 years, but growing up in the 90s, all the time, we were constantly watching it and quoting it. It's based on a team that actually competed in 1988, and the movie came out in 1993. So pretty quick turnaround, actually. And you wouldn't really guess this, but music by Hans Zimmer. Everybody,
what?
Cool Runnings.
Whoa, that was an interesting point in his career. He's probably contemplating retirement, and he's like,
unbelievable. He's done some weird movies and stuff, like stuff that you wouldn't expect. Like he was involved in Lion King, so like he worked with Disney, right?
Yeah.
He does stuff like Gladiator, Inception, Cool Runnings, Dune, and The Lion King. So the guy's got range, man. The guy's got range. Oh my God.
Did
It's
you see my De
hilarious.
Niro impression? It's pretty great.
What?
My De Niro
Which?
impression.
Oh, yes.
So when I make this, there's this like face I make, and I'm like, it looks like Robert De Niro.
Once again, a reason to tune into the YouTube version, everybody. I didn't realize I podcasted with a Hollywood star that's been around for 60 years.
Yep.
I didn't realize I podcasted with Taxi Driver. That's amazing. I love it. Also, as we were chatting, I did look up if there's any
Like
curling games. If there's any curling games, the only thing I could find is this, which we're already talked about, and there's one for Switch actually.
Of course, there is
for only $20. That's called Let's Play Curling. And it
oh
looks like
dang!
It uses like your Mii characters.
Oh, actually, that's cool.
Or no, it doesn't actually. It just looked like it did. It uses motion control. You know what? I mean, it's not too bad. It has a couple mini games in it.
It felt like a very Wii Sports kind of a game too.
Hey, they have a little mini game in the Let's Play Curling thing where like instead of just getting it on the circle in the middle, like sort of what the general sport is, they have like little, almost like they turned it into more of a mini game where they have little here. I'm gonna show it actually. It's easier to show than explain. Where is it? Let's Play Curling. Come on, load. Look at that. That could be cool.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Right? You have little basically, if anyone isn't watching, you have basically the little like scores on the left and right side. It's kind of like playing what's that game that you play in like the arcades where you throw the ball up the ramp and it goes into like the 100 or the 50. The ski, what is it? Skee ball?
Skee ball.
Skee ball. That's kind of what this is, but instead you're curling penguins and you're on a curling ice surface.
That's what this game needs. More penguins.
More penguins. Penguins at the Olympics. Why not?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Penguin Olympics.
Penguin Olympics. Ooh, the Penguin Olympics.
Penguin Olympics.
Easy for me to say. I think one of the core issues with this game is that it doesn't feel as visceral as it should. You know, like you've said multiple times, things just kind of feel a little bit slow. I think they feel a little bit like janky at times. I think if they just if they had less sports or just pick the 1500 for speed skating, just do one downhill, don't do three. Then maybe they could have used a little bit more space on their development and on the cartridge to perfect or fine tune some of the other ones. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but all the variations are just like really simple, like length variations for the most part. I mean, they're really not that different other than the trick ones versus the non-trick ones.
Yeah. So, but like, why have two different downhill skiing ones?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Just say, I know it's sort of like an official, it has like the IOC Nagano Olympics like logo on it and stuff. Maybe that's part of the reason why they had to do it, is that it's like official and all that, but it doesn't make for a better game, in my opinion.
Yeah, they try to make it realistic, which is automatically a no thank you. I want my games to be silly.
Yeah, I think they could have maybe taken out a couple events, take out a couple different events, and then maybe like, I don't know, maybe they just weren't able to, and that's just how it goes. But like, take a couple of those events and instead make them a silly version of the half pipe or a silly version of the speed skating. And then you have some more variety as opposed to, oh, this was just longer. That's it's not really enough, you know? Like,
I'd like to see some weird characters too. Like,
yeah, like penguins, you know?
Yeah, like it could be fun.
I know.
Let me speed skate as Hulk Hogan. I don't know why that popped into my head, but it'd be hilarious.
It would be funny, actually, watching Hogan going, and then he wins and he just rips off his shirt and stuff.
I'm trying to think of, there's like a BMX game and you could play as like the Slim Jim guy or something.
Yep.
I'm like,
yep. I think you're absolutely right. You could play as the actual like Slim Jim sort of cartoony
mascot,
character or whatever it is. Yeah, mascot.
This is great.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm gonna look that up.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Come on, brother. We're gonna go speed skating.
Hogan.
Hogan, let's race.
Because that's what you would say. That's the only thing you would say. Yeah. Yeah, I think the only other thing too is I want to try and pull up some sound just to sort of get a sense of like what things kind of sound like.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. Atmosphere. Speed skating.
I do need to say that I was impressed with the ice effects, like the reflection effects.
That's right. Yeah, as we watch the speed skating, you can see like the rafters in the ice.
Yeah, they did like a really cool reflection effects, because it's like your view is basically straight ahead. So you're actually seeing stuff that you don't see from the 3D model beneath you, but it's like you can hypothesize or theorize that would be above you. Like, it's really neat. I like it.
Yeah, because sometimes when the events start, depending on, I don't know if all the intros are kind of the same. It just sort of does like the short intro. It says, "Oh, this is the event, and this is the distance," and it kind of does like an overhead zoom of sometimes the arena or the downhill area or something like that. And like that's the only sense of sort of space that you have. Otherwise, it's essentially like a third person view behind the athlete every single time, no matter what sport you're playing, right? And yeah, something like this with like the reflection on the ice and stuff, and with the curling too. You see everything that's around you above you. Like even the characters are reflected in the ice, and it looks just like the characters. They don't look janky. Like they don't look like they're less than what's above the surface. It actually moves very smoothly as well. So that's a good point. Actually, I forgot to write that down. That was something I enjoyed too.
Yeah, I noticed it when I was playing curling. I don't think I really noticed it as much doing the speed skating because I was too hyper focused. But yeah, I did notice it when I was doing the curling because you have time to look around, kind of assess.
Yes.
It's kind of interesting. And I wonder if they did it. They had to have done it like how Rare did it in Banjo, where they like basically just mirror the character models and then like drop the opacity or whatever. But then like it has like, it just blows my mind that there's stuff you just can't see. Like it's got a whole model in there that you don't see the underbelly of the roof.
Yeah. Cause like, and then when the angle changes, like in curling, as you get closer to where the shots end, the button, I keep forgetting what the name is. The button is the middle of it. That's what it is. As you get closer to it on your shot, the angle kind of goes more overhead, which is actually kind of a cool effect too, where it gives you a better sense. Instead of it being really close and down to the ice and close to the rock that you're throwing, it actually angles up and gives you a better sense of where you're going to end up, which is really effective when you're brushing, but also just cool to see. And also sort of like simulating a little bit of a TV angle. But as you do that, it's not even like the models on the ice or the reflection off the ceiling is like just flat and doesn't change. Like it actually moves with the angle. Like they're doing real, almost what feels like real-time effects. But yeah, they're probably simulating some version of a reflection or something, like you said, and just sort of copying it down. But it's smooth and it works, and it doesn't have any slowdown. Like there's no like weird result of them adding a feature like that. Like it just sort of works,
Yeah, I played this on my analog 3D, and I didn't really I didn't experience anything bad or any slowdown or anything, and I wondered if the original hardware had any slowdown, but
no. The only thing I might have had is on a couple, maybe like one or two very brief times on one of like the downhill skiing ones. It felt like maybe it took a quick little jump.
Dip.
Yeah, a tiny little dip, but nothing that affected what I was doing, and nothing that happened consistently either. Like it might have just been that particular angle. It could have been a glitch, or could have been whatever. But everything else, most of the time, the game's fairly simple. There's not a ton that you're gonna have to like. It's not going to be rendering a ton of stuff or working too hard. And because things don't move super fast, like you said, it's like that's part of it. But yeah, no, I played on the EverDrive on the original hardware, and totally fine. I didn't have any real glaring issues with it whatsoever. And other than sort of like stuff like the reflections, the character models are fine. You know,
Yeah, it's fine. It's 1998.
Yeah, it's probably as good as I would have expected, honestly. And it's just, the same character models with different colors. Like there's nothing really.
It's one of those things. It's kind of like you play this game and the graphics you're not going to be concerned with them. Like they're pretty standard across the board. There's nothing special and there's nothing like that detracts from your experience either from graphically.
Yeah, and even though the game is going for this sort of realism, like you said earlier, like it doesn't take you out of it that they kind of look a little bit polygon cartoony at some point. It's just it's fine. Maybe it's just like because that's just the expectation of us going into something like this, playing so many games. But if at the time you played this new, I think you would look pretty good. There's no big, huge crowd shots. There's no like extravagant sort of approaches to many of the events, but certain ones like the curling and I think the speed skating, like you said, those little details make the game feel better than it would otherwise. It doesn't feel super the way it looks or sounds. I think it just a lot of the events feel a little bit slow and bland, or blander than they should, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think? Think people should check it out, or?
I think this is going to be one. I don't think anybody really needs to check it out.
Yeah.
Unless you're super into Winter Olympics for some reason.
Hey, what do you mean some reason? Why are you saying it like that? Huh? Punk?
Well, you know what I mean. It's like, I don't know. It's like if I told somebody, like, if you're super into football, maybe you'll like Madden 97, 98, and 99. But if you just check out 97, you're fine. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's not that. It's
I don't know why that was
impressive.
so funny. I almost choked on my water. I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
It's not that impressive.
You're not wrong.
It's just, it's pretty basic.
Yeah.
There are there's one other Olympics game and it's got silly characters in it. So that would be my vote for you to go play Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games over this one on the Wii, where you can run absurdly stupid. It's just, there's nothing that makes me think, oh, I would tell people to go play this.
I
unless it was a joke. And if you're going to play the hockey game, like, that's cool, but you could just play Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey.
Literally don't play this one. Like, it's not that it's terrible. It's just, it's not worth going to the lesser than one when the engine is exactly the same and crazier, more goofy arcadey stuff happens in a game that came out a year and a half before it. Just play the Wayne Gretzky.
Exactly.
Just do it. Paul says, I think I'm going to pass on this one.
That being said, if this comes to NSO, curling tournaments online, let's do it.
So that's what I was about to say. What if there was there's not a market for it? I know it's not big enough, but what if they had just a curling game, whether it's on NSO, just like they made a cartridge for this at the time, and it was a little bit more like robust, maybe it looked different or sounded a little bit better, or, things like sort of little small details. I think largely the controls, they could probably only do so much with it, and I think it's mostly fine. Maybe that would be interesting. That could be cool. That could have been cool.
Yeah, I'd be more inclined to play that.
Yeah, mainly because it was the most fun one to play, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, what does that say when you have an Olympic Games game and you have snowboarding, you have bobsledding, you have skiing, ice skating,
freestyle, which is like tricks and stuff,
and the best thing on there is curling.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get here and tell you, dude, I know it's stereotypical, and I know that I'm Canadian, and it's like, oh, the Canadians are the only ones that like curling. I know that's not the case, but yeah, of course you like curling because you're Canadian. And I was gonna have to convince you, no, you got to try it again. You got to try again. I love that we both liked it. Listen here, bud. I'm from Wisconsin. We're basically Canadian, so I can't even we might as well just have the same opinion on this. That's actually very true. It's very, very similar in that. Yeah, 100%. That's very true. We got maple syrup too, eh? I don't know. Does it come from us? I don't know.
No, we got our own. I've been
Yeah.
to the maple tapping farms.
Oh, so good. But
It's probably, I mean,
it's probably
I don't
not
know.
that. It's probably the same.
We're about, I think my hometown was probably about 8 hours from Canada.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
at the most. Probably at the most. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't too far of a drive. If I went up to visit my grandma,
yeah.
you'd be like an hour away.
Yeah. Like if I drove from Toronto, the Toronto area where I am and where I grew up, to get to the closest border crossing is less than 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know, I'd be in the middle of nowhere actually, no, I could drive actually to Detroit in about 4.5 to 5 hours, like into downtown Detroit.
The trees,
that's not the
are
closest,
pretty much the same.
It's pretty much the same. Yeah. But I love that it's I love that it's the one that we both landed on. It does say something though. It does say something about this game. You're not wrong.
It does.
I 100% agree. The one thing I wanted to pull up was because I was wondering sort of as I was playing it, I wonder what Jiggy thinks about this, and like kind of mulling over what I feel about this overall and stuff. And I pulled up a couple of quotes from reviews from the game at the time.
Perfect.
GameSpot described the gameplay as, quote, about as tough as answering a phone when it rings, and summed up the game as an unmixed bag of terrible, underdeveloped games whose feeble, undernourished gameplay comes down to timing one or two button taps, not just per race, but per event. That is a mouthful of descriptors. That is pretty much right.
Yeah, I think they're coming from the perspective of this is a new game and we have to pay money for it. And I'm coming from the perspective of this is an old game and I didn't have to pay money for it.
Yeah.
And
move on. You know,
I'm still telling people not to play this.
That's, you know what? You can't sum it up too different from that.
And it's like I don't even want to say it's bad. It's just so unmemorable.
Yeah, that's true. It just does not.
Even when a game is super bad, I could still be like, no, you should play this because it's so bad. You know, like it's funny. This is like there's nothing funny about it. It's just so.
It's not.
It's
terrible.
the most mid.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's obviously not very good. It's just it's not memorable, and it doesn't have any staying power. You know, like there's no reason for you to play it longer than what we did, which probably in total between the two of us was only a few hours. Let's be honest, right? So this wasn't a huge undertaking or a lot of homework and stuff. And like we said, we didn't play that much of the hockey game, and that's totally fine. That's just what some of these games are. You would just think that a game that had like a dozen events would have more meat on the bone, and it just doesn't. Curling does, because there is the strategy and there's the things take the time to sort of figure out but that's not enough to say like you have to play this game. So sadly a miss, but also hints of things where you're like, yeah, I could see it, but that's as far as it goes, you know. Not a resounding failure, and definitely not a resounding thumbs up. So Nagano Olympics 98 is mostly a miss, and Olympic Hockey 98 is definitely a miss. Just go play Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey. So, Jiggy, we are still sort of in the first couple of months at this point of 2026. What's keeping you busy, good sir?
What isn't keeping me busy?
What isn't?
Oh man, dude! Right now, currently, I'm in Battletoads mode.
Oh, that's right.
And it's really hard. My friend watched my stream.
NES Battletoads, right?
OG NES Battletoads. My friend was watching my stream, and he like texted me later. He's like, "Bro, I couldn't even follow what was happening on screen as a viewer." He's like, "I don't know how you beat that level. It's just like perfect frame tapping. The turbo tunnel."
Oh,
I got crazy at that, and I'm playing it on NSO, so I did like the save states, right?
Yep.
And I was like, okay, I'm not going to use the rewind function that I could. I was like, I'm going to use save states at strategic checkpoints. It's just a quality of life thing, right?
Not every 2 seconds or whatever,
not every 2 seconds, but every once in a while. And then when I was in the turbo tunnel, I did that when I got to the end because it's just stupid, and I practiced it like a couple times that I could just like do it in a row. I'm like, all right, think I got it. Now we're going to go back and we're going to start the turbo tunnel from the beginning and beat it. And everyone's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, did you think I was going to cheese this? No. Real men finish the game the way it's supposed to.
I'm a real gamer.
I'm a pro gamer. A guy.
Gamer.
Yeah, real gamers know that save states aren't for everyone.
I was going to do the whole push up the fake glasses thing too.
Yeah, I was like, I have real glasses too. Sometimes I forget and I do that. It's kind of, but yeah, I'm doing that. Just streaming that, and then plenty of videos in the works. Awesome. Going to be great.
Awesome. I'm going to just sort of plug that we're going to have a couple of fun episodes again coming up.
Yeah, we are.
Again, like I said, we'll work towards Zelda at some point, but we'll keep you posted as to what that's going to be. But look out for the poll on YouTube, and I will share the link across social media. Remember 64 Show, and push that out there. The more responses, the better. Even if you pass it on to people that aren't watching or listening or whatever, I just, it's a great way for us to sort of make that decision. Kind of make sure that we pick something that people want to see and hear, and we'll play Four Swords as one of them, and we'll either play one of the two NES games, and then maybe I'll put a third option up there too. But try to put up options that come out around Ocarina of Time or leading up to it, just to sort of pick something that's not something that came out for Switch or Wii U or something like that. We won't go too far ahead. Yeah. What's that?
Let's play Tears of the Kingdom.
I have yet to play that game. I don't know. I liked Breath of the Wild quite a bit and played it nonstop when I got it. I don't know if I really want to do the whole make my own stuff thing. It's for some reason doesn't appeal to me. I don't know what it is.
It gets some people and it doesn't get others. And I, for one, totally love it.
Yeah.
My brother and I think, are divided on this. He's like, no, Breath of the Wild's better. I'm like, but Tears of the Kingdom is everything about Breath of the Wild, just more.
Just more.
And you get the like fun. I like creating different like contraptions and gadgets and stuff.
Right.
Because it offers you a unique solution to every puzzle. Right.
Which sounds great because you can kind of approach it however you want. I like that. I don't know why. It's like when I hear it, I go, oh yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. I think I could come up with some crazy shit or try 7 different things and have fun with each one. Like, cool. So, I don't know why. I feel like when I get my hands on it, I'm gonna like. I don't know what it is. I don't know what my hesitation is. I mean, there's lots of games to play, so there's no massive rush for it and stuff. But I think what I want to do is if it comes to like a Legend of Zelda game, like I kind of want to play some of the ones that I missed before that. I never played Wind Waker. I haven't played that.
I gotta play.
I haven't played the Wii and Wii U one. Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. I haven't played those ones either. Those are the 3. Those are the 3D ones that I completely missed and I never got to. I played a lot of the 2D ones and of course the 264 ones, but those ones for some reason I'm just very, very interested in. Obviously, lots of people, sing the praises of Wind Waker, you included, but now that it's on NSO, I have almost no excuse. So eventually I'll get to that one too. I think that's probably top.
Twilight Princess is the best one of those 3, though.
Looks like Paul agrees. Paul agrees, says Twilight Princess is
a
fireball.
It's pretty much what you want Zelda to be, because everyone has this envisioning in their head of like, yes, this is like Nintendo Lord of the Rings. And that's what Twilight Princess is. It's Nintendo Lord of the Rings. And then they never did it like that again.
And there's nothing, I don't think there's anything wrong with the way that they approach Breath of the Wild and sort of opened up. Like, it's cool. Do something different. I don't mind that at all. I just, I got to play more. I just got to play more of them. And I think ones that are slightly older, I wouldn't say those games are old, but ones that are slightly older, I feel like for some reason I want to play those first. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But we'll narrow down the ones this year and we'll play through these. And we'll have a couple of new guests coming up and a couple of cool games. And maybe by the time that happens, the snow will be gone, people, and things will be brighter and it'll feel better. Oh my God, is the winter over yet? I'm so cold. Oh, Jesus, people. Jesus. Don't you know? Jiggy, look back.
Do you know about...
I thought you were going to say, do you smell what the winter is cooking? I watched a lot of old wrestling in the last few weeks for some reason. I don't know why. I really like. The Rock was in my head. I don't know why. When The Rock was good and not a terrible actor, but that's just my opinion. Okay, everybody, go enjoy some real Olympics. You don't have to play these games. Cheer on your home country or whichever one you choose to cheer for. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next time on Remember 64.